welcome back to the channel. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Thanks so much for any new followers you've got. There's been a few comments saying you've just joined the channel. Thank you so much, it means a lot. And hopefully over the next few weeks we're going to show you even more of what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. We are today on our first Cotils. It's a steep south-facing slope, right overlooking Trouville Bay. Far distance over there, you can see, pan around, that is Gorey Castle or Montauk Guy. These are really close to the coast, and it means they are very early potato fields. They are quite steep, as you can see. You'll see all the clips we show you in a minute. All of the influence on here are done using winch powered equipment. So we either use a hydraulic winch or use a PTO driven winch. Yeah, we're going to basically show you today the planting process, so hope you all enjoy it. So these are the harrows, and they level out the soil. It's been ploughed, you can see here, it's all been ploughed. Will and Alex spreading the fertiliser and the lime. So putting on lime and fertiliser, we measure it out into squares. So we know, we basically work it out from hectare being 10,000 square metres. We then know there's 5.5 verges. Verges is our land area in a hectare. So then we divide that, which means there's 1,800 square metres in a verge. Then we can work out how much we want to be spreading and put squares of, we're doing 80 square metres, 10 by 8 squares, and that's where we put our bucket of fertiliser in. Very technical, but it seems to work well. And we're just harrowing it here, PTO driven winch on the 6120. Basically, it's a very, very old set of horse harrows that Will welded together a long time ago, and they help just level out the soil before we come and open it up with the bankers.
So this is now Dad opening up the ridges for the potatoes he planted into. As you can see, there's 4 bankers. They're 16 inches apart between each bridge. The potatoes are then planted in the ridges where he's walking up. It is a lot harder than it looks. This is a very old horse-drawn implement. You have to put a lot of pressure, and it's quite hard to keep it straight as you go up. You'll see in a minute Laura having a go, who helps out with our filming, and it's not quite as simple as it looks.
So we've got our new worker started this morning. Trainee. Keep it in that row. I think by 4 o'clock you might be a little bit tired.
So as you can see, the ridges have now been opened up, and the boxes are then laid for the guys to start planting the potatoes into the ridges. As you can see, Laura's knackered after that one go, so Dad's taken back over and the ridges are carrying on being opened up. The guys are also carrying on levelling off the ploughed ground with the harrows. 2 of them go up and down, and then you'll also just see in the background the guys are sowing the lime, and I'm there sowing some fertiliser as well. So you'll see the guys now, they're planting the potatoes into the ridges. A very delicate job. We don't want to damage at the top of the potato. Every potato there's a little sprout or shoot. We don't want to knock that off. That helps the potatoes emerge from the ground quicker, and that is all part of our goal, is we're trying to get these potatoes to emerge and produce potatoes for the end of March 2025. So it's a really delicate process, and that's why we plant them by hand, like you can see the guys doing here, who all do a brilliant job at getting them in the ground effectively. Now that the potatoes have been planted, the next process is closing or putting the ground back over the potatoes. So we use this next set of bankers. This has only got 3 bankers on it, and that's just so that we line up and we come across the fields, we're in the same row spacing. Again, very old horse-drawn implement. It's being pulled up the slope by a hydraulically driven winch. That's the cable you can see it being attached to it. And Dad and Almart are there, and Almart just guides the wheel as we go up, as you'll see here. He's guiding and making sure that wheel is in the right place, so as we aren't knocking the potatoes, the bankers, but we're actually closing the ground over. We're only putting a very small amount of ground above the seed potato because we are planting early, and it's still December actually, but it will be January. The ground can get quite wet and quite cold, and if we put too much ground and bury the seed too deep, the seed potatoes can actually rot before they get the chance to emerge. So we only put a really small amount so that hopefully they emerge nice and quickly. Hopefully in around 3 weeks' time, or towards the end of January, they'll all be up and emerging.
So, thanks for watching today's video. Hope you all found it interesting. It's just a bit of looking into how we're back out starting our planting our potatoes. It is very it is an old-fashioned way how we do it. It is very labour intensive, but it does work for us, and it's something that we still do in Jersey. It's like the traditional ways of doing it, and it just enables us to get into the market that little bit earlier. We don't do very much of an area like the method you've just seen. We literally do about it's about 4 verges, which is about a couple of acres, so it's less than a hectare. So it's a very, very small area we grow this way. Gradually, as the fields kind of just doing the rope up, as the fields flatten out and become less steep, we can start using machines again. You'll see next week, Sunday today, this week we have got some more, weather depending, we'll move on to the slightly less steep fields, which we can actually use tractors on. We can plough with a tractor, working with a tractor, and use the track machine to open up the ridges. And then gradually, as we move into kind of the second week of Jan, we will then start using the power hose of the GPS to open up the ridges for the guys to plant them in. And then moving into the end of the month, well, it's all on conditions actually, we'll start using our planters as well. But for the time being, we do this very kind of old-fashioned way of planting them. But hope you all find it interesting, and see you all for the next video.